show starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good morning, CaneSport. It's August 10th, 2021. I'm Gary Ferman, the publisher of CaneSport.com, flying solo today as we talk about the news of the day. And as we get ready to go out for practice later today, I thought it would be a good time to kind of hit the pause button and give you guys a pretty deep analysis into what we've seen so far in fall camp. And then later in the day, of course, we'll be back out at Green Tree Practice Field and we'll bring you some more updates on what's taking place on the practice field. We're expecting a scrimmage this weekend. Don't think we'll be able to attend it, but we should get some reports out of that as well. When you put it all together, I think you guys will have a pretty good idea of what's going on in training camp and how the team's progressing. I'll throw out a quick couple highlights. Right now, we've talked about the quarterback position. The big thing that we needed to see in the early days was De'Ara King. How's he throwing the ball? How's he moving around? I think he's checked off all the boxes as we've reported to you in recent days. The running back competition is very intense. You got 3 guys all looking very good. Don Chaney is back. I'm not quite sure what the status of his shoulder is. I'm sure we'll learn more about that as training camp moves forward. But you got 3 running backs all looking very, very good. Wide receiver position, I'm really excited about. I see a lot of competition. I see some young freshmen really making their mark out there on the practice field. So we'll talk about that a little bit and give you a detailed update on that. Tight end is obviously the Will Mallory show, but you've got some pretty stiff competition to back him up. And we'll get you updated on that in today's story. O-line and D-line, it's really kind of hard to say very much right now. They're just getting into pad work on the practice field. We haven't had a chance to watch a lot of that. The linebacker position, we all know, is the most challenged area on the team. That's going to be a work in progress throughout the fall. And we're just going to have to wait and see when they get to scrimmages, when they do a little bit more 11-on-11 work in practice, full speed with pads on, how that position shapes up. That is going to be a concern. And I don't think there's anything that's going to take place in training camp in the next few weeks that's going to change that. So whether you're going to the game, whether you're watching on TV, I think you should accept the fact that you're going to be concerned about the linebacker position going into the season. Defensive backs, we have been incredibly impressed by what we've seen. I go into detail on that a little bit today. Probably better than expected, I would think. But they're getting beat sometimes. The receivers are pretty good. But watching guys like DJ Ivey, he looks like he's improved quite a bit. Tyreek Stevenson on the outside is going to bring a big physical presence, so be able to match up with bigger receivers. So that's a good sign. Obviously, you got depth at safety. It's going to be very interesting to see how quickly a kid like James Williams can work into the picture there. But it's looking pretty clear that Gervin Hall and Bubba Bolden will be the starters at safety. No surprise there. With Avante Williams out, the question's going to be, Amari Carter's working at striker right now. But depending on how these young safeties do in the scrimmages, I think will determine whether Amari Carter eventually moves back to safety, at least part-time or not. He's certainly capable of playing both positions on defense. He's a veteran. He's played a lot of games, knows what's going on out there. So that's going to be something to watch, I think, as they work their way through the scrimmage situations here in the coming couple weeks. All right, a couple other stories that we're bringing you today. We've got a look at what's going on at Alabama. Alabama's a few days into their camp as well. We thought with it being such a big game, such a high-profile game to start the season, that each week we kind of try to bring you guys a little capsule look on what's going on in the Bama camp as they prepare for the Hurricanes. We take a look at the top 5 returning quarterbacks in the ACC, and obviously De'Ara King is one of those 5. And on the recruiting front, we bring you a story about a 2023 cornerback by the name of Kenton Kirkland from Jacksonville Reigns. He's being recruited by T-Rob. We give you an update on that. So stay tuned to the site. Later in the day, we'll have a lot of coverage tonight from practice. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you next time.